What's happening, everybody? JayShockblast here, and we have Kate Bishop, aka Other Hawkeye, and this is part of the Champions DLC pack, and I don't quite 100% know why, but we'll go ahead and roll with it. So a lot of people are going to be a little upset that Kate Bishop is in here and Cyclops is not. Keep in mind that this pack was planned and created and everything back before Marvel had struck a deal to buy Fox. Or not Marvel, Disney had struck a deal to buy Fox. So, you know, the X-Men were still kind of off limits for them. And it is what it is. I mean, I kind of suspected as soon as they announced Champions as a DLC pack that we were not going to see young Cyclops. And, I mean, trust me. I mean, he's not technically a founding member, but he sort of is a founding member of Champions. Like, he wasn't on their first ever mission, but he was there in the first issue, or at least at the end. So, I mean, it feels weird seeing Champions with Kate Bishop, who, to the best of my knowledge, has never really been associated with them. I mean, she's been an Avenger and worked with the Avengers, and I guess in that regard, she might have crossed paths with say, Nova, or, you know, maybe even Amadeus Cho or Miles Morales or any of those characters, but that really is not her bag. So I don't know. I mean, it's certainly interesting to have her in here, and I don't hate it. I mean, Kate Bishop is certainly an interesting character. One of the few mantle-y characters that I think they got right, where, you know, Hawkeye was dead or presumed dead back when she took the mantle, and it was something that was kind of handed to her by Captain America. She didn't really have any kind of a moniker or a nickname when she entered in Young Avengers. She just kind of broke in. She was kind of investigating Patriot and Stature, and I don't know who else was in the group at the moment, but I think that might have been back when they had Iron Lad. But she kind of broke into Avengers Tower and checking out what they were all about, and she ended up putting on the costumes of a couple of people, Mockingbird and Hawkeye and Black Widow. She like kind of got a little bit of all of their stuff and put it on as a costume. She had been assaulted as a child, not a child, but when she was younger, and she ended up like training herself in archery. So I guess that's what every kid that gets assaulted in Central Park in New York does, but I digress. You know, the Matt Fraction series with her and Clint Barton is very, very highly regarded. I've read a little bit of it, and I don't know, it's kind of weird. I do like Lucky the dog being with them. Her and Hawkeye have had a very, very interesting, you know, mentor and student relationship over the years, and it's certainly a much beloved character. I mean, a lot of women and girls and all that, they really love themselves some Kate Bishop. So I mean, I get it. I get she's a young character. She's more of a young, you know, it's more of a nod to the Young Avengers than it is Champions, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's kind of, in a sort of way, what the Champions are. They're somewhat of a Young Avengers type team, and I mean, just a little bit more SJW-ish, but I digress. And I'm saying that from a point of actually liking Champions, by the way. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, that is definitely what they're going for, the vibe and everything. So, I guess the problem is, and it's a catch-22, there have been a lot of other characters that have been associated with Champions, but a lot of them, kind of like young Cyclops, came in recently. So the new Patriot, the new Falcon, you know, all the Red Locust. I mean, there's a lot of these newer characters that are starting to pop up with Champions are newer, and the designs are newer. So, you know, did TT really have much of a heads up on that? I don't know. But I guess sliding Kate Bishop isn't the end of the world, and quite frankly, if you're going to get Cyclops, I think you would rather an X-Men version of Cyclops, right? I mean, nothing wrong with young Cyclops, I suppose, but, I mean, still, I think it goes without saying that you'd probably rather an X-Men version, not the Champions version. And I don't know that you would have gotten both. She's really good friends with America Chavez. Maybe a little bit too close of a friend. I don't know. But not that there's anything wrong with that. I would say a lot of people are they're going to like themselves some Kate Bishop. And I do love this costume versus... I don't think this is anything like what she had in the last one. I think this is more based on the more Matt Fraction style look from his series. Everybody only gives him credit. I don't even know if who else was involved in that book, but everybody always talks about that. You know, whenever they refer to that series, it's Matt Fraction, and you know, there's been there's actually been a few other series since then. The actual current run of Hawkeye, where I think she ran out to L.A. and Clint followed, that is actually going to be ending in the next 2 or 3 months. So be on the lookout for that. But I really like this character model. I mean, I don't know. Like, if it came down to her or Red Locust, would I have rather Red Locust? I don't know. I don't know anything about that character. I mean, I've only seen her in like 2 books, you know? So is it really the end of the world? Same thing with, you know, the new Patriot and the new Falcon. I mean, is it really the end of the world that they chose Kate Bishop over them? Not really. It's just a weird inclusion since she's never been a part of Champions. Let's go ahead and look at her card, though. And you'll see that she's Hawkeye. Through and through. So, target, tightrope, create, grapple, lift, acrobat, and single rope handle pull. Kate Bishop grew up in a wealthy Manhattan family, but after being attacked, Kate was motivated to learn martial arts, becoming skilled in swords play and archery. After aiding the Young Avengers in a battle against Kang the Conqueror, she was invited onto the team. That's a stretch. After standing up to Captain America, he remarked only Clint Barton had ever done so before and wanted her to have Clint's codename Hawkeye, which she accepted. She's like given that back to Clint, and Clint's given it back to her like a number of times. So she's a very, very interesting character, and I like that aspect of it. And if having her involved here gets more people to kind of check her out, you know, I think that is pretty cool. So that is Hawkeye, Kate Bishop, and you know, pretty cool stuff. I like her design. You know, maybe now that Hawkeye is ending, maybe she'll end up joining Champions. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do with her. She's certainly not gonna be with the Ultimates, which is what America Chavez is. That doesn't make sense to put her on a team with Blue Marvel and Captain Marvel, and who else is in there? I mean, Black Panther's in that group, I believe. So, but yeah, I mean, they're very much more powered character. Well, not that, I don't know. I'm just kind of spewing the mouth at this point, but yeah, there's Kate Bishop. So she basically does all the Hawkeye things, and there you have it. So I hope everybody enjoyed the video. We'll see you.